Welcome to our Plugs Community Connection. I am your host, DJ Kitty Cat, with my sister co-host, Miss Morningstar on WKRA 92.7 FM The Change. If you're looking for the best in news, current events, community outreach programs, and shopping connections, you've come to the right place. We've got a great mix of content and community connections lined up for you this evening, along with special guest interviews. So, grab your favorite drink of choice, turn up the volume, and let's get into it.
Good morning, WKRA 92.7 The Change. It is your morning host, DJ Kitty, here with my co-host, my sister, Mrs. Morningstar from Our Plugs, the Community Connection. Happy Thursday. It is almost Friday. We have made it almost through the entire work week, so it's a good day. It's a good day. I want to say, come on in. I hope you slept well. I hope you've had breakfast or in the midst of making yourself some breakfast, and you've already drank your 16 ounces of water to get the blood flowing properly. You've had some sun, even though it's been raining quite a bit. Hope you've gotten some sun. That vitamin D is crucial to our growth. And come on in, get you a cup of coffee, and let's talk about it. We've got some great things to talk about. We are going to cover some current events and the things that's going on across the nation, as well as a special treat. We have a special treat, a special guest this evening that I can't wait to share with the WKRA community out there in Holly Springs and Memphis, Tennessee. But before we get started, as always, we always start with a morning affirmation, positive affirmations, positive vibes, getting that flowing. And we get that from our affirmation queen, that is Mrs. Morningstar. Good morning, Miss Morningstar. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, WKRA and listening family. Good morning to our YouTube chat. And happy Friday Eve.
Friday Eve. Gotta love it.
We are almost there. It's almost the end of this week. What a week it's been. We say that every week, but it's always a week. It's always a week. We are steady going through different motions every week.
The weeks are weeking.
The weeks are weekend. I like that. The weeks are weekend.
Yes, ma'am. Weekend.
So, as she stated, of course, we're going to start out with some affirmations. We're going to talk about your confidence and building some self-belief and positive self-images of yourself. Yesterday, we talked about self-love. So, these are things that can be used daily, as we said, powerful confirmations of confidence and reflecting your worthiness. So I have, of course, I think it's about 10 of, I don't know if it's quite 10, but we'll go through them. And this one is going to be focusing on your self-worth. So remember at least 3 of them, or jot down about a few of them on some yellow sticky tabs and stick them around your house so you can remember to say these in the morning. So focusing on self-worth. I am worthy of love, respect, and success. I am enough, just as I am. I believe in my ability and trust my intuition. I am proud of my accomplishments and embrace my unique strengths. I am powerful, capable individual, capable of achieving my goals. This one is focusing on your confidence and belief. I am confident in my ability and I radiate positivity. I believe in myself and my potential for success. I am fearless in pursuing my dreams and overcoming challenges. I embrace new opportunities and trust my ability I'm resilient and able to bounce back from setbacks. Yes.
Oh, that's right.
I love that one. I
Yeah.
love that last one, guys, because we are handed so many setbacks in life, but the real G about yours is that comeback.
Yes.
Yeah,
We can always come back. There's always a new day.
yeah,
Tomorrow's always, there's always going to be a tomorrow. So
always.
even if things are going rocky today or they were rocky yesterday, that does not mean that they will be rocky for forever. So
Right.
accept that and realize that, hey, right now is I'm going through it,
Oh
but this
yeah.
too shall pass. And that's
Mm-hmm.
the best part. This too
It
shall.
is.
Yes. So thank you for those affirmations. I received them wholeheartedly because I know I start my day off with these affirmations, and it actually helps me to get through even when I'm having a hard time and things at my black job are going crazy. I know that I have these affirmations in the back of my mind like, okay, I'm not going to get myself worked up about it. For what?
Yes.
For what? I'm going to stay steady because this too shall pass. So
Mm-hmm.
let's get into this weather because this weather has, like I said, been weathering. Okay, Holly Springs, you have a high today of 86, a low of 70. It's going to be cloudy with stray showers and or thunderstorms, 69% chance of rain. Wind is out of the south-southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Humidity is at 73% in the morning and 95% in the evening. Grass pollen is high. Your air quality is moderate. Memphis, Tennessee. Today's high is 85, low is 71. Cloudy, scattered thunderstorms, 35% chance of rain, winds out of the south southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Humidity is at 69% in the morning and 90% in the evening. A sticky evening. Grass pollen is very high and your air quality is moderate. Houston, Texas. Hi, Houston. It's been storming these past, 4 days. And it's going to storm again today. High of 80, low of 75. Although I do like the temperatures where we will have thunderstorms in the morning, scattered thunderstorms in the afternoon and evening, gusty winds. We have a 72% chance of rain. Winds are out of the south, 10 to 20 miles per hour. Humidity is at 87% in the morning, 91% in the evening, and grass pollen is low, and our air quality is good. So although it's going to be a rainy day, maybe okay. I'm hoping that this rain continues because, of course, we need it. But I'm hoping that Barbara stays out. Barbara, stay on
I've
over.
been talking to her. I've been
Yeah,
talking to her.
keep talking to Barbara because
Because Barbara, those who don't know, Barbara is the name of the next hurricane that's forming or has formed
it has
in the
formed.
Pacific Ocean.
Yes,
So we are in the midst of hurricane season. We did a show on hurricane season, getting you prepared because we don't have no FEMA no more, and
yeah,
so we
we
got to
have.
do our own. We got to be our own FEMA.
Yes, and we have Noah has been dismantled, just like he's dismantled everything. So it's up to us to make sure that we are
Yes,
reporting what we see and helping our community to stay safe and aware of what's coming. I never hope for bad weather, but there's supposed to be some kind of parade this weekend. I hope it's a
I
wash.
heard about
I hope it's
weird,
washed
some
out.
weird parade.
Some
I heard about.
weird parade. I hope it gets washed out.
Mm.
When we went to DC last month and there was a tornado that touched down, come through. That's when the tornadoes need to come through.
I don't know. I feel something in the air. I feel a little twitch in the air. I mean, cause
I feel our ancestors
it
saying,
might be Dorothy. I don't know.
hey,
Might be a
something.
Dorothy knocking on the door over
I
there. You know
know
what I'm saying? In
somebody
DC. Come on, Dorothy.
come on through.
Somebody
You
want to
know,
see you Saturday.
yeah. Somebody wants to see you. The man with the dead hand.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. Go ahead and whip around because at this point, a good shower might do some folks good. Might do some
Yes,
folks good.
ma'am.
you know. So That's our weather. Let's go ahead and get into the news you can use. The news, the news, the news. So
So,
apparently, let me just
you
start it
gonna
off.
start it off? Okay.
Let me just start it off. Apparently, at 2 o'clock in the morning, 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, that's when you know people can't sleep. When they're up tweeting in the middle of the night. Elonia reached out to his old girlfriend, his girl, and said, I'm sorry. I regret sending you out. I regret sending you all those tweets, and I regret going public with our breakup. You know, sometimes you don't know when you love somebody so much
You love them.
and they hurt your feelings, you break up. But then we can make up, baby. We can make up. So apparently, Trumpy, he's still mad.
This was Monday night, y'all. He was it was raining outside. You
So
know, he
sad.
looked out the window and he decided to get on Twitter and
Reach
send
out
an
to his
apology letter.
reach out to his old girl. Let's
It
start all
happens
over,
in
baby.
relationships.
Let's start over, baby.
Let's try it
Let's
again.
try it again. But Trumpy not talking right now. He said, "I'm still mad. I'm
He
still
flipped that little piece hair
I'm still
back. He said,
mad.
I ain't talking to
I'm
you.
not talking right now.
I
I
ain't
I
talking to you.
you're gonna have to put some money in my account. You know how he do.
That's it. I need
I'm gonna
the
need some money in
cash.
my where the money reside. Where the money reside? Because you done upset me, and you went public,
You went
and
too far.
you told everybody our business, Elania. And I didn't expect this from you. I didn't expect it from you because you were my bestie. My bestie.
Y'all, we knew this was gonna happen, and I hope everybody understood this was gonna happen. We enjoyed the moment, you know, of the cat fight, but at the end of the day, these are not good people we dealing with. This is not good people. Elon Musk is nowhere near a good person, and him and Frumpy Dump are about the same type of people. And of course, they were gonna clash. They're gonna have
they
this argument.
they're actually a really good match. They're a great couple.
They're compatible.
Yeah,
I
they're
would
compatible.
say, yeah.
I was surprised that Elonia went public with their when he was upset with his girl. You know, I thought that they would keep that under wraps. You know, don't embarrass me in public. And that's why the man with the dead hand is upset because he embarrassed him in public.
Because you went too far.
You took it too far.
Took it too far. So
And
he
I'm
done
not
flipped
talking
his
to you
little
right
wig
now.
back. He ain't got time. He ain't said nothing.
And so he
Where the
was
money
upset.
reside. That's
Where
what
the
he
money
want next.
reside.
I need you to feel it. Because he already warned them, if you donate to a Democrat, you will be sorry.
You will be sorry. So then he takes his anger out on the folks in LA and sent out the National Guard. You and Elonia should have talked this out and kept us out of this. But it's a distraction for that big, beautiful bill of BS. That's all that it was.
Yeah.
First, it was the big breakup, and Elonia telling us what we already knew. We knew Trump was on the Epstein file. You didn't say anything that we didn't already know.
We already knew.
Spill real tea. You don't know how to spill tea?
And the
Elonia, come
crazy
on
part
me.
is, like you said, Kitty, you know, he's taking his anger out on us, the American people. You know, he didn't had his boy Keg's Breath send out the Marines. The Marines.
The
If you know
Marine.
anything about the military, the Marines are the ones. They are the
All right.
trained assassinators. Okay,
Trained
they
assassinate.
snipe, they do it all. They are trained. So when you deal with a Marine, you know what you're dealing with. Why would you send that on your American people?
Why?
Why
My thing is, okay, you can't get,
exercising their right
yes,
to protest?
our it's our right. First Amendment right. But
Mm-hmm.
it's like you couldn't pick a fight with any other country. So now you want to pick a fight with American citizens. And yes, you're going after quote unquote immigrants, but this nation is built
By
full of
immigrants.
immigrants. I
And the
mean,
Constitution was wrote by immigrants.
by
So what are we doing?
what are we doing? I mean, Frumpy, your real name is Drumpf. You're German. Your grandfather was an immigrant.
Your parents, immigrants.
Your grandfather. Your parents were immigrants, but all of a sudden now we can't have immigrants. Get off the gas, y'all. Get off the gas. So yeah, this was a distraction so that big beautiful bill of BS can get pushed through. But I'm hearing that it's still being pushed back. But whether they pass it or not, America just needs to prepare itself because we're dealing with somebody who's unhinged. Him and his girlfriend, they have squabbles and they take it public. Don't y'all hate when y'all see a couple on social media and they break up and then they telling all their business and they back and forth?
Yes, we that's awful. I encourage people not to do that
Not to do that.
because you never know when you're gonna rekindle that love affair.
And then
You normally do.
you normally do, and then you got everybody mad at that one.
Everybody know their business,
and everybody's in your business, and then you have the nerve to say, "Stay out my business." Well, you put us in your business. We didn't want to know.
okay.
I don't want to know any of it. It's not my
Nada.
business.
Nada.
I mean, Frumpy, if you and Elonia want to skip through the West Wing holding hands, that is not my business. How about you pass some legislation that helps the American people? It's instead of hurting the American. He has passed not one piece of legislation, not one,
Nada.
that helps him.
Been done.
He's been busy pardoning folks who pay him. That's called bribery because he's a crook and a criminal. He's been busy just doing all the things to hurt American people. But we all know this.
We do. And that's why we're not falling for it. We smarter than that. That's why, I'm going to say this. I'm going to piggyback off of you, Kitty, because I've been seeing your content. We're not coming out to do the marching and all of that. We want y'all to understand, quit calling out Black creators, quit calling out, Black people for not being on the front line with y'all. Because we went out on November the 5th, and we marched to those polls, and we did our thing. It was the Latino community that voted in high numbers to support this demon, and y'all gonna have to deal with that.
I mean, y'all said I will vote
for Donald Trump. I heard the song. Y'all was bragging, antagonizing us, saying little things, little nasty comments.
Yes, and talking crazy and saying the worst things about Kamala because you couldn't vote for a Black woman. And that Black woman, imagine if she were in office now. I bet you want to vote for her now.
I bet so. I bet they wish they could have that back.
I bet you wish you could have it back now that they're deporting. And it's not like they're walking up saying, "Let me see your papers." They're just snatching people.
And children are not limited to this abduction.
They're not immune.
Yeah.
Children are being snatched as well. And what frustrates me even more is y'all want to call out the Black community, but y'all not saying a word to the white community. Y'all not saying a word to Asians and other ethnic groups. You're just coming after Black people. And it's only because that's how you know you're going to get clicks and views and your content will go viral going after Black people. Stop it. Keep our names out your mouth. We don't care.
Yeah.
No, I take that back. We care, but we're not moving. We care. Now, I don't know if you know or not, sis, but Texas is preparing to bring in the National Guard for protests in multiple locations.
I heard.
Down in San Antonio.
I heard about Hot Wheels.
In San Antonio, the majority of the population is Hispanic. Why is the National Guard going there? So ICE is going to San Antonio next?
He just doing exactly like his big brother twin. Everything he imitates every move that his twin makes.
Except climbing upstairs.
Ooh. Shots fired.
Shots.
Shot.
My thing is, please don't come to Houston with that. Please don't. We don't even want to see it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. If you want to be like your homegirl, Frumpy, Don't bring that to Houston, please, and thank you.
When did this ever become appropriate? Is what I'm saying.
Never. It's never appropriate. It's so disgusting. But how can we expect anything more from people who, I mean, let's just call a thing a thing. These are
Yeah.
the same very people who are okay with colonizing and taking other people's land
Yes.
and
Yeah.
stealing people to come and work the lands. I mean, they're okay with it. They don't see anything wrong. When your culture is only destruction, theft, and murder, it's what you do. You know, we all have cultures. That is their culture.
And I'm gonna say this from what I've been learning, they've been at this a long
A
time.
long time.
And my people, my ancestors have been fighting since the 1500s. A
A
long
long
time.
time.
We have been uprising since the 1500s, and still to this day, we still have to, we still have to uprise. So
We have to still fight.
we still got to fight. We still fighting. Don't get it
Yeah.
twisted. We just not coming out. We not doing it the way y'all want us to. We not doing
Yeah,
it.
we're doing it our way. Don't tell
That's
us.
right. We taking it our way,
Yes.
strategically. So
I will say this. We're Miss Morningstar and I are both reading Black AF, and I'm on the chapter, I think it's chapter 11, where they're
oh,
talking
you far ahead of
about
me. See, you listening to the audio book, and
audio.
I'm
Yeah.
trying to read snippets at
Uh,
night.
yeah, I don't have time. I have to
Yeah.
sleep at night. But I had read about Haiti. Oh my goodness.
Don't tell me, sis.
I'm
I
not.
gotta get to it. I
I'm
gotta
not
get
gonna
to it.
tell you, but oh my goodness, when you get to Haiti, that's all I'm gonna say.
Okay. I
Um,
know it's
it's
been
deep.
good. It's getting
It's
juicier and
deep.
juicier.
It is deep. Let's take a quick commercial break and then we can finish up our stories. You're listening to Our Plugs, the Community Connection on WKRA 92.7. The Change. We'll be right back after this quick commercial break.
This is.
God bless.
Welcome to Morning Star Boutique, where the sun is shining and the style is all about you, your beauty, confidence, and individuality. Whether that's your perfect summer dress, a chic jumpsuit, or outfit you didn't know you needed, we've got you. Stop by ourplugs.com and check us out. We'll see you soon.
Welcome to a world that sparkles. Sparkle Kicks LLC is your one-stop shop for a wide variety of customized items. So bling out your Crocs, customize that cutting board, get you custom dominoes. Stop by and we will customize your order today. We can be found on Etsy and Our Plugs LLC. I'll be waiting to customize your order. All you need to do is place it.
And we are back. So let's go ahead and finish up the news you can use. Go ahead, sis.
Yeah. So, just in some regular news, Jamie Foxx was at the BET Awards and he gave a really emotional speech. You know, he went through a nearly fatal stroke and he teared up while he accepted his Ultimate Icon honor at the 2025 BET Awards. Something that he almost lost his life, and he had a reflection on, you know, the things that's going on. He even touched on politics a little bit. He said, "We come on, y'all. We see what's happening. We see what's going on in the world. It was never about X." That was his
No,
statement. And I was
never.
like, "You're right, Jamie." And see, and I bring those up because there was other celebrities that got on the platform and spoke. We need more. We need more. So I know if y'all listening, I know y'all listen to Our Plugs, Community Connection. I know y'all here. Shout it out on your platform. Right is right, wrong is wrong. We
Yeah.
need to shout it out more. Jamie was grateful. I was very happy for him receiving that honoree. He deserves it. He has worked hard in this industry, as we all have to work hard for everything to
Yes.
be something. And he has years and years and years from comedy to singing, and he
Very
deserves that.
talented. Very
Very
talented.
talented person.
And I feel like as a nation, we all prayed Jamie back to health.
Yes, because
And
we couldn't lose Jamie. We was
yeah,
like, not Jamie.
not Jamie.
And a lot didn't know what was going on. And I still haven't watched his and I'm going to his
I
special
watched the
on
special.
Netflix,
It's
where
beautiful.
he talked about what happened to him,
Yeah.
and he
It's
was
hard to watch
literally,
though.
I believe it's
It's
emotional, because
beautiful,
he
but
was literally
emotional.
near the end of life,
Yeah.
and he talked
Yeah.
about his daughters, his beautiful little young ladies. They was there all emotional and crying. How his 16-year-old, or at the time I think she was 14, she came in with her guitar and played music
Yeah.
to him. She said, "This is what my daddy needs.
Yeah.
He don't need
Better.
all what y'all doing. I'm gonna do
Yeah.
this." Because they know it's hard. So I thought that was a good story. So I was like, well, let me
Beautiful.
touch on this. In other news.
Please don't have nothing crazy.
Yeah.
I said that. Please don't have nothing
Well, this
crazy.
is other celebrity news. R. Kelly says Nazis are trying to kill him in prison. Files an emergency motion to be released. Kels, go sit down somewhere. Quit playing with us. Ain't nobody tell you to do what you did to get in there. Now you got to be in there now, bruh.
Okay, you make your bed, now you have to lie in it.
Bruh, you got to be in there, bruh.
Okay, we didn't do it.
Yeah, ain't no getting out, bruh.
No.
So yeah, I thought that was funny. I thought
Yeah,
that was funny.
yeah. He's trying. I guess he doesn't have the money to actually pay the man with the dead hand, so he can go ahead and get him a pardon. So now he's coming on with the Nazis are trying to kill.
I'm
Nobody
like,
thinking about you,
he
Kel.
said immediately he needs to be released. His legal team says a murder plot involving prison staff and Aryan Brotherhood was set in motion at North Carolina prison, where he is serving a 30-year sentence, 30-year sentence for his crimes. Uh,
He's
I'm
gonna
like,
he's gonna have to do of that 30-year sentence. Ooh, baby.
you got to do it. You got to do it.
You got to do the time. It's part of what you do. When I know the man with the dead hand has 34 felonies, and he didn't have to go sit down. But Kels, you don't have the complexion for the protection, and they found you guilty. There's
And you did some stuff to kids. I mean, people don't like
the
that. And
kids.
I ain't saying it's right, whatever they plotting, but just the fact that he talking about his immediate release. Oh,
But
you ain't getting out.
I mean, if that's the case, every prisoner in prisons can write a letter saying, I'm going to be, a group is after me and I call for my immediate release. Boy, go sit down somewhere. Kels, we know you ain't never been to prison. You're going to have to adapt. You are going to have to adapt. But I will say this, while you there,
He better posse up. He gonna have to get
I
a
can
crew.
send you some notebooks. You can go ahead and put some music together, because I mean,
You gonna have to do a concert. You gonna have to get a crew that like you.
Y'all start
and
dancing,
y'all gonna have to posse
entertaining
up.
folks.
Y'all gonna have to, right? You go play some. I don't know what you got to play some
Y'all
music.
can dance.
Write something. You good. You good at writing.
Yeah.
Write them a song. I don't know,
but now it's not.
He sent this to the U.S. Supreme Court to review. He's scared because I guess the guy didn't want to go through it. The guy was gonna do it, but he changed his mind. He said that's chaos.
I mean, the whole thing is amazing to me because the whole thing is amazing to me because Every prisoner in the world who has ever been to prison wants to get
They
out.
wanna be trained.
Everybody wants to get out.
And if it's the Aryan Brotherhood, then you got to find you a clique.
Go hang out with the
Become a
Muslims.
Muslim. Do
Do
something.
something. You know, they have all kinds of classes you can take, Kels. Maybe you can take some classes that'll keep you out of yourself for a little while.
Oh,
You know,
I'm just
I see
out.
you out there, chat. Thank you so much, you guys over in YouTube. We appreciate you. I said what I said. T Wiz, powerful black woman.
I see y'all.
We see you guys out there, and I'm trying not to laugh because I know Kels is probably serious.
Yeah,
He probably
he's
is,
serious.
but we not. That's not how this works.
That ain't how it works.
That's not how real life works. When you
He
go to
said
prison,
immediately.
there's no immediately in prison. You immediately line up. You immediately do what them folks tell you to do. I don't know what else to tell you, Kels.
I
Keep on
don't know. I
alive.
hope they don't do that, but
Yeah, I don't want anything to happen to the man.
I'm gonna need them to, I don't know. You gotta click up. You gotta do something.
He's gonna have to do something.
But that was all. That's all I had. I just thought, here we go. Why I get to see these?
So I did see it. I just was like, okay, I'm gonna leave that one alone. I will say I have two more to do.
Okay.
ABC fires Terry Moran after his world-class hater tweet. How you gonna fire the man? I thought we had free speech in this
I
country.
saw that. Yeah. That's that Project 2025.
It is
Controlling the news.
2025. It's either fall in line
Controlling the media.
or get left behind. And you see who else is. Go ahead and start your podcast. That's what everybody else is doing when they get fired off. Start your podcast.
Start your independent media.
Don Lemon, he's over there on TikTok. He makes content all the time. I think he has a podcast. Same with Joyanne Reed. A lot of them go and start their own. So he'll be fine. He'll be fine. And I will say this, Heart and Soul Magazine, we've got Father's Day coming up on Sunday. I would like to highlight co-author Dante P. Johnson and Jason C. Bass. They are not just industry leaders, but also cultured architects. So I want you guys to go to Heart and Soul Magazine, find that article, and read up for yourself. I'm not going to give away the plot twist, but go check it out. I love Heart and Soul. I go over there. The magazine is driven so that we can see positivity in our community. Good. And I love what Clarence and the team, they're doing over there on Heart and Soul Magazine. So go check it out, folks. I highly encourage you to do so. So that's all I have as well. Kels, good luck to you, buddy. Let's go ahead and bring
our guest up.
And Miss Ziva on up to the stage. Hello, Marshall.
Hello, good morning.
Hi.
Hey, good morning.
How everybody?
Good.
Hi, Marshall.
Good morning, everyone. How you doing?
How you doing? Good.
I'm good. I'm good.
That's great. How was your day?
It's going. I'm still here at work, so still get some things together. But yeah, it's going.
Okay. All right. Well, I'd like to introduce you to the crew. This is Miss DJ Kitty, the co-host.
Hello,
This
Miss
is Miss
Kitty.
Morningstar,
How
the
you doing, Miss
co-host,
Morningstar?
host and co-host, and welcome to our plugs.
Hey.
This is Marshall Nabors, and he is my guest for tonight. And tell you a little story about us. He actually is my neighbor. is
Yes,
that my
ma'am.
audio?
Yeah, it's a little loud. So we're gonna all go on mute while you talk because I'm hearing feedback. Go ahead.
Okay. So yeah, this is my neighbor Marshall. Of course, we both give back to the community here in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Marshall is a chef at a nurses facility called Life Care Center here in Plainwell, Michigan. So he does a lot in the community. So I would like Michael to introduce himself. Marshall to introduce himself to the panel. He got my husband's same name. I don't know why I keep forgetting his name. All right,
How
come
you
on,
doing?
Marshall, introduce yourself.
How you doing? I'm Marshall. Like Aziza said, well, we're neighbors. I don't know a lot of people that have my name, but that was funny to knowing that we have now 4 people on our block that have the same name. So um, I am from Kalamazoo. Traveled around. Uh, been a chef for a little over 22 years. Um, grew up, had a large household. At one point in time, there's 21 of us, 13 boys, 8 girls. Um, I just,
Wow.
yeah, there was points in time where there was a lot of us there, adopted and all. I always grew up in the helping my mom, my grandmother, and them in the kitchen. So I always thought, everybody wanted one thing. If I wanted to be successful in anything, one thing I can always guarantee I have a job for is if I cook because everybody got to eat. So I started off that way, but expanded my horizons, traveled around, been around, worked different type of shows and everything from here to New York, California, Florida, Colorado. Just moving around, designing menus, helping restaurants, restructuring restaurants is what I used to do for a while. Wanted to get more in control of myself and not so much of moving around so much. So to get settled, started got my first major job in Kalamazoo as a chef at an Italian restaurant, Zazio's. I was there for about 10 and a half years. Um, Learned everything from culinary, from pastries, all the way up to making fresh pasta and a bunch of other type of things. So, um, my my main thing, I got into hanging out and giving back to the community when I was at the Radisson. They used to always around Thanksgiving give us turkeys for the staff, and everything that was left over, I would ask Chef Wayne for, get. I'd cook off sometime. If not, I'd just take it down to the gospel mission and donate it. If I couldn't donate it, I'd cook it myself, set up a table and everything, and dish out the food myself. I've done that. I've done that maybe 4 or 5 years, but I haven't done it lately. I've had spinal surgery recently, so I haven't really been able to get back into that. But it's something I am looking to get back and start doing again.
That's amazing. I from someone who doesn't cook, I always think that that is amazing. Don't get me wrong. I know how to cook. I just don't because I don't have time. But I wish I did. And let's go. You skated over that really quickly. How many brothers and sisters did you have? I just need to hear it again.
uh, 21 kids in a house, 13 boys, 8 girls at one point. Yeah,
That's
it
amazing.
was it was never a dull moment at my house. Let's just say that.
I
Y'all had
bet
a lot of mouths to
a
feed. So
lot of
I'm
mouths.
pretty sure, yes, the skills in the kitchen had to be the blessing, the place of blessings,
Yes.
because you had a
Yes.
lot of mouths to feed.
Yeah,
Marsha, I thought we had a large family.
Yes, he beat
yeah,
you, Ava.
Yeah.
my
I
mom.
have a large family of 13. I thought I was the largest, but you 21. You beat everybody.
That's that's my grandmother. My grandmother had 13, 8 boys,
Oh
5 girls. So,
wow. Okay. Wow,
Wow.
that's
so
That's
awesome.
good
That's
though. That's
awesome.
good. You know.
Yeah.
yeah, you go
Yeah.
into other family members. I quit counting around. I think I quit counting at. I think it was like 42, 43 nieces and nephews between
Yeah.
all of us, and I literally don't remember names.
Yeah. I
I know nicknames. They'll be like, "Hey, go grab Marcus," and I'll be like, "Who is Marcus?" And they'll be like, "Peanut butter." I say, "Why you didn't just say peanut butter?" like I don't know none of their real names. I only know nicknames.
I love that. You know, and that's a special trait about us. We everybody has a nickname. You know,
Yeah.
everybody does, and that's special for us. But I always wanted a real big family until I grew up and I saw how expensive kids were. So I was just like,
Yeah.
but back in the day, that's what you did. You know, you had big families, and I think that that is beautiful. That many, you're leaving your legacy, you're leaving your mark. So That's wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
So I take it your family got you started on cooking
Yeah,
and
I used.
pick that up.
Yeah, my my I was the one that was told by my two older brothers to stay home and help my mom, help my grandmother. So while they went out and did their thing, they was you stay home. So I would help get my sisters and everybody up, help get everybody dressed, learned how to
Mm-hmm.
sew, braid hair, and all that stuff. So I was good, a lot of us knew how to do all that, so
Yes, yes.
Yeah. That comes with a large family. Everybody's there to pitch in and help out. Mom
Yes,
oh
and
yeah.
dad. And it takes a village, and that family was a village. So
absolutely.
tell me a little bit about what you do at your employer there.
Well, here at Life Care, I am the food service director. I put together the menus and pretty much the diet structure for a lot of our residents. I have a dietitian in with me, so we pretty much go over their diet, what they can have, cannot have, and I work on the menu for the facility. Um, Main menu, alternate menu, things for substitution, things so that the majority of our residents here are either elderly or in rehab. So they have to have a special kind of diet. I started off as a diet in dietary. So I've done a lot of like personal training and things like that. So I got into dietary that way, more of just aside from main cooking. So being a personal trainer and things like that, you learn what your body can and cannot have. So I
Mm-hmm.
started to take that more effect. Um, got away from the dietary thing for a while, just doing like culinary shows and food competition and that type of things. I liked my at the Radisson. I was my boss John Karicki, who was one of my favorite mentors ever. Showed me so many things. He would pretty much put me in the forefront of okay, when we have a public event or we have to deal with the public, you're the person. So I was a people person. So I was always out there. So I mean, it was fine. It was what I like to do. So he got me into really doing shows and doing competitions, and I really fell in love with it. So I started doing it even more, traveling around. I have other friends in culinary. I would travel to like Colorado, do food shows and competitions out there, help other people. So I mean, I've that was where I really like got into it. So when I got away from it with COVID and everything with restaurants, we
Mm-hmm.
saw what was going on. I
Mm-hmm.
I was more looking for stability. And with restaurants and open and close and everything that was going on, I moved more back into the dietary to where I can actually sit down and I'm not ripping and running all the time, and as I can actually sit down, focus on what I want to do and the type of things I need to do. So that's what led me back to this this more environment of nursing home. I
Mm-hmm.
as I said, when I used to give back and I used to do my own catering and that type of thing, I would really like because of the household I grew up in, we were poor. We didn't have a lot. So being able to give back is something I always wanted to do, always wanted to get into. So like here, helping the elderly, helping people who in rehab, like I see that as as a way of me still being able to give back, knowing that here at Life Care we still do outreach programs for the community for elderly, and not only that
Mm-hmm.
we have a lot of kids come and volunteer and they want to get into whether it's the health field of the nursing or the dietary field of the cooking of it. So I mean I'm still able to give back, and that's one positive about still being in an
Mhm.
environment like this that I actually enjoy doing.
Can I say
Yes,
this?
that's
That is a way of giving back because a lot of
mm-hmm.
our seniors get forgotten about, unfortunately. They say that once you get older, people kind of just, and not all families are there to support. So having a nutritious diet and somebody who takes time. My husband is a chef, so he cooks as well. He's a chef, but he caters for the children that go into facilities, and they're the children that are need those home meals just as the
Mm-hmm.
elderly do. So what you're doing is important to the community. It definitely is something that's needed in making sure they get healthy meals.
Yes, it's definitely going to be needed more when they start school back because they're cutting some of their lunch programs, right? They're cutting some of the food benefits, you know. So we definitely
Yeah.
have to step up our game because we give back to the community. You know, we
Yeah.
have to watch. We have to watch what we give out as well, and we have to take head of how many more people like myself, Marshall and I, my husband Marshall and I, we just fed 75 families this past Monday with our fruits and vegetable drive, right? They was asking for more baskets because a lot of people are hurting. We
Yeah.
see a
Yeah.
lot of homeless kids here in Kalamazoo,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it's unfortunate that it comes down to this, but we all got to come together and do our part in each community.
Like
Absolutely.
you said, like you said earlier, it takes a village. Like it's a different dynamic in this environment now in today's world where like
Hmm.
I'm 44. So I'm an 80s baby, you know. So it's like growing up when I grew up, you know, we had the school lunch programs and all this, and it's crazy now that I talk to a lot of kids, my nieces and nephews, and how they say, oh yeah, they don't do free lunch no more. It's basically
Hmm.
even if you're low income, it's like if you don't some even low income don't qualify for the free lunch program, and I don't even understand that, but that is the world we live in right now. There's a lot of
Hmm.
kids that don't get to eat, and I talk to some kids. I talk to a lot of kids. I used to mentor at the Boys and Girls Club growing up. After I graduated, before I started traveling, I worked at the Boys and Girls Club where I would mentor for a while. And those kids, and like here now at Life Care, one of the kids I used to mentor, I he just got a job here as maintenance in our maintenance department. And me and him talking, he'll be like, man, I remember the school lunches, and man, parents would drop their kids off at the Boys and Girls Club just to make sure they got extra food, you know, so things like that. And now it's so hard in school programs, just they can't feed all the kids and they don't have enough. And it's going to be interesting to see where we go from here, and how communities come together to deal with this problem, because
Hmm.
it is a problem,
It
and a lot
really
of
is
Yes,
a
people
problem.
may believe it's not, but it is.
it
And
is.
sooner or later it will start touching. There are only, from what I believe, I'm a history man, so one thing I used to love reading, like about history. Then I really got into it, and when you lady was talking earlier about the book you were reading, I've read that book, and yeah, I'm part of my DNA is Haitian. So when you said Haiti, yeah, I read
Yeah.
that in college and found out about that whole history about
Oh
Columbus, and
my goodness.
yeah, yeah,
It
it blew
blows
my
your
mind.
mind. I'm
It
not gonna
blew
stop.
my mind.
It blew my I I'm listening to it on Audible, but I'm gonna listen to that chapter again because it's so moving. It's just like wow. In Haiti, okay, I'm not gonna tell you, but
Yeah,
I'm just gonna say
yeah,
if you
but
guys
yeah,
it's
yeah,
it
it's
it's critical. You need to
You
use the
have
book.
to read it to understand what's going
Yes.
on in the
yeah,
world today.
You have to read it a
yeah,
couple times just to so it can
Hmm.
soak in and it applies to what's going on to this very day. But we have to take a quick
Yep.
commercial break. We'll be right back. You're listening to Our Plugs, the Community Connection on WKRA 92.7 The Change. We'll be right back after this quick
Okay.
commercial break.
And I'd like you to do one more thing for me. Hold up two fingers. This is you, and this is me, and the space that exists between us should be filled with value.
Equal, a global human initiative, and its value identity model.
Hi, I'm Tori G, owner and founder of Say Something Tees, a statement t-shirt company. I got into this. Hi, I'm www.saysomething.biz, and let's say something together.
Hi, everyone. My name is Ashley Middleton, life and executive leadership coach and owner of Radiate Coaching and Development, where we provide transformational, strength-based coaching and mentorship. My goal specifically is to support you in identifying your mission, your vision, and your values that help you take your power back as you are building your career. Whether it's within or outside of the corporate world, my goal is to really empower you in making decisions that work well for you. So if you want to reach out to me, by all means, you can email me at radiate@midspiration.com or check out my website at radiatecoaching.com.
Opalmay Simplistic Beauty is hair care and skincare in a bottle. Take a quick survey and let us design your own formula. Go to ourplugs.com, look for Opalmay Simplistic Beauty, and we can get your formula out to you as soon as possible. We hope to hear from you soon. Have a great day.
Hello, fellow taxpayers. I'm Andre Martinez, and as the founding owner of EA Tax Pros, I can honestly tell you that our clients trust our team of highly skilled and experienced accountants. Why? Because we work with a passion to keep your money in your pockets, and we keep filing taxes simple, regardless of any situation. And let's be honest, taxes are not everyone's favorite. That's why, as a multi service accounting firm, our professional accountants have a deep understanding in all areas of accounting, and as well as tax planning, preparation, and resolving your tax issues. We lead the way of effectively utilizing the tax regulations and IRS codes to help our clients clearly identify the path of their personal, nonprofit, and business goals. So, if you don't know how to start your business or your nonprofit, we welcome you to the EA Tax Pros team, and you will have access to our enrolled agents who have earned the highest certification of the IRS, as well as CPAs, certified acceptance agents, and QuickBooks certified pro advisors. So give us a call, 713-496-0262. Or you can visit us at ea-taxpros.com. So come join the team that taxpayers trust. Also, don't forget to check out ourplugs.com, a community built with culture.
And we are back. You are listening to Our Plugs, the Community Connection on WKRA 92.7, The Change. I'm here with Ziva from Kalamazoo, Michigan, with Carter's Caring Hands. And her special guest this morning is Marshall Nabors. He is a chef, he is a dietary director, and he's making amazing strides in the community. I'm going to go ahead and go on mute, Ziva, so you can continue with your interview. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. So, Marshall, I want to come together here in Kalamazoo, you and I, to get together and do something with the kids. What would be your best advice to start that?
Well, one thing I know in Kalamazoo that we have going a lot. One of my sister's birds, she runs a basketball camp. Her and Ace. Um, One thing I think if we want to get in contact with the kids and do things like that, I believe that the Kalamazoo sports event, the sports structure in this area will be one of the major ways. And on top of that, a lot of these kids are also from those lacking households, where the financial lacking of where they could use the meals and things. Excuse me. So I believe that if we were to do something, I believe that whether it was with the AAU, whether it was with the Rocket football, or
Mm-hmm.
any of the groups, I believe it would it would work. It would
Mm-hmm.
go very well. It would go over very well. But I believe that that's probably where we should start, because I believe that's a very large portion of Kalamazoo's area, the young kids for the most part.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned giving back to the gospel mission. That was my first volunteer job when I moved here to Kalamazoo. One of our Pastor Brown, he's the executive uh, uh, big guy in charge, right? He talked to me the other day. Do I know someone that can come to the gospel mission to gather all the kids together, and let's do a big meal for them just in the kitchen, and let's have a cooking session for the kids. And you came to my mind, and I want us to come together and do that with Pastor Brown there in the gospel mission. And I told him you will be on the show today, and I invited him on to show, well, just come view the show and see what he thinks. So he just texted me. He said, "Great show," and he looking forward to seeing us. So that's a good thing.
That that'll be great. I I'm completely I'm down for it. I
Hmm.
used to and like I said, when I worked at the Boys and Girls Club, I started off a kids cafe there, and I used to bring the kids in, and every every Friday we would do right before teen night. The kids would cook a meal for the rest of the kids in the Boys and Girls Club. So
Hmm.
that's one thing I like. I used to love doing cooking shows, cooking classes. I volunteered quite a few times at the YWCA. One of the at a point in time, a friend of mine was one of the like out was the director to bring people in for things like that, and I went there and I taught I taught like abused women and things like that. I taught them, like, those who wanted to learn how to cook, do a cooking class with them. So I've done a couple cooking classes there also. So I think I like working with kids though. I like they're fun. They're
Yeah,
funny. they're funny.
yeah, yeah. We definitely got to get together again. We definitely got to get together, and this is what it's all about: community connection. We are here to serve the community, not just with
Yeah.
food, but mentor. We have a lot of kids out here hurting, and I think that we
Yeah.
all, as this our plug, the community connection, come together and do this, because it's going to be a lot of kids hurting even more
Yeah,
now since they're cutting off all
yeah,
these programs. So yeah,
yeah. I mean,
and it,
and not just the food either. The after school programs are all those are cut. It's a lot of these kids have a lot of time and things on their hand, and they don't know what to do with. And a lot of times, we know that that'll lead them down, especially if you have nothing constructive in your life. That'll lead you down to doing bad things. And
yeah,
so,
That's what
having some
I want to
structure or
jump in
something.
on y'all conversation. Sorry, I just want to jump in and say that's why it's important for us to do what we're doing today. Like, put you guys are coordinating the information, and we although this is we're broadcasting to a listening audience in Memphis and in Mississippi. I know there's some people out there who are thinking the same thing you guys are thinking, to coordinate together to have these food programs, these food deserts in a sense for children, because it's summertime right now. They're out of school. So what are they doing? Are they going to have lunch? A lot of the kids, the parents are working. So, I mean, money is tight. it's hard to feed your kids during the summer. So we would need those little programs or booths or food trucks set up where you can do little sandwiches or you can do nutritional vegetables and fruits that you can do and give to these are ideas. And this is, like I said, you got, like we said, guys, this is for the community. This is for our community in particular, that we're trying to make sure we eat. We're doing our community gardens. We're doing things like that, and we're growing our own food. It's in our DNA. I'm reading that book,
Yes.
y'all. It's in our DNA. We were the
It
architects.
really
We
is.
were the architects
Yes.
of how to grow food,
Yes.
how to make
Mm-hmm.
food. We need to pass those traditions continuously down to our
Yeah,
children
That's
absolutely.
because
right.
the mother people ain't gonna survive this. We will though.
Absolutely. And coming from a sharecroppers family, my grandparents were sharecroppers in Mississippi.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm a grower and I'm teaching mine how to grow. And it's the little things. I never thought that walking through my grandmother's garden and listen to her and my granddaddy tell me, okay, this is good to pick. No, this is it. Look at the leaves. If you think no, isn't dead, this is how you tell. Show me how to pull the skin back. Little girl, I never thought that at 55 I would be using those same skills I learned at like 10
Mm-hmm.
because my
Mm-hmm.
grandparents passed it down. So
Mm-hmm.
we have to continue to pass down our knowledge because as we see today, it's us. It's us or nobody. You know, they are cutting food stamps. So all these kids won't have food. So
They will
my
go
thing is
hungry.
when Marshall, what you just said just touched me about the kids. And I have a grandson. I have one that just graduated and on his way to LSU, but then I have a 6-year-old grandson. And I make sure that he has lunch, school lunch every day. It's not a problem, but there may be somebody within the community that it is a problem. So I'm going to reach out to my community and make sure that I can spare, maybe I can't buy a couple pair of shoes, but I can make sure that once a month, I mean, my contribution monthly will allow this child to be able to eat at school. It's
Mm-hmm.
food. I'd
Mm-hmm.
rather give my money to make sure the kids eat than give it to a designer who doesn't even know me, and doesn't care about me. We it's time for us to really do that deep, dive within yourself and say, what can I sacrifice to make sure that this child can eat? Because the man with the dead hand in DC doesn't care if they eat or not. And the worst part about it is he eats, but you don't care about children, but yet women keep having babies. I'm gonna go ahead and go on mute. Let me go on mute. Go ahead, Ziba.
So us growing up, right, in our neighborhood growing up, remember how everybody had a garden, everybody had a fruit tree in the backyard. I know we did in Detroit. I was born and raised in Detroit, right? I always wonder what happened to those fruit trees, right? We always know how to plant a garden, but that's how we came together to swap out what we had. We connected with other neighbors and we shared, and that's how we fed the communities, right? We have to get back to that. Community gardening. That's what's important. We was that village. We was the village, and we the only culture know how to do that. And I want to reach out and touch other communities. We got to do this. We in dire stress right now. Seriously, these kids
Yeah.
out here is hungry. I see it every
You're
day.
right.
And the families, they homeless, and it's a lot, y'all. It's a
It is
lot.
a lot. I know
Yeah.
that in Houston we have community gardens. So I don't know about Mississippi or Memphis or in other cities, but in Houston we have community gardens where people can actually go and pick, and you contribute whatever you can. It's not actually a fee that you have to pay. It's whatever you can give, and a lot of people give time. because they may not have the money, but it's still feeding the community. And I noticed that when I drive by there, it's a beautiful place. Whomever is running that, they are doing an excellent job with keeping it, and it's in the hood. It really is. It's in the hood, but that community garden, everybody makes sure that it's straight, and that's what I love about it. So I'm not sure about what's going on in Kalamazoo. I know it's hard to actually grow because you guys are seasonal. You only have a short window of time that you can actually grow fruits and vegetables outdoors because of the weather, and it snows up there. um, and even if you guys were to get a greenhouse, it gets so cold that it's hard that your dirt, your seeds will come back the next year, but again, your window is a lot shorter than it is in the South. So those who can't, you can still have canned goods. We used to do canned good drives. I
Yeah.
remember that at
Yeah.
school, where we had to bring a can, 4 canned goods from our cabinet, and my mom would be like, "Here, these are the ones you take. These are the ones you leave alone." And we would take those so we could go to whatever pizza party or whatever. That's something that we may have to bring back to make sure that our kids are eating. And you know, he's gonna try and cut everything. And it's not just the kids; it's the elderly. It's anyone
It's
with
everyone.
disabilities. It's any and everyone. He's basically is on a path for destruction, the destruction of America, because he's angry with life. I don't know. I can never understand the man with the dead hand. It's a
I
You
it's
just
know what?
about
You
challenge.
know.
hold on, go ahead, Miss Morningstar.
No, I was gonna say I just challenge all of us to, feed off of what we're learning today with Ziva and Marshall. You guys coordinate together. When you do coordinate together, to do some and take some initiatives and get into doing some things like giving back or donating, like you said, canned goods or food to a pantry or set up your own summer program or something to just give back and make sure everybody has some food to eat, because I mean, nobody should go hungry. We live in this
Right.
huge United States of America where nobody should be hungry.
Right. And
Absolutely.
that's
Of
and and
all countries in the world, are even with what's going on, there is we waste more food than the next two countries combined. Like people, a lot of things like that people don't realize. And just in my field right now in nursing homes, a lot of nursing homes, they expect you to waste 45 to 55% of your food. They expect that.
So
And
you guys
like,
throw it out?
yeah, they're like they expect that. It's paid for. It's like some places expect that. We don't where I'm at now, no, but the previous place I was at, my waste was anywhere between 55 and I think 59%. That was my waste.
So
And
is it? I know in Texas, in Houston, we are not allowed. You can get fined for giving out food. I don't know about Kalamazoo. Is it possible to give food out?
you can give it away, but when I used to do, like when I said I used to do, like get my own food if I had the extra turkeys and cook them and just, yeah, you can't donate them, but you can, if you wanted to set up shop and just give it out for free on your own, yes, you can. That's about all you can do.
Yeah, we can't do that here. That's
They literally make it hard for you to, it's like they're
to
making
help.
it hard for you
because
to be nice.
it's
Yeah,
because
to
It's
a evil governor put
yeah.
wanted to legislate that we can't feed the homeless. That's
We
ridiculous.
can't feed the home. Isn't that
Isn't
crazy?
that crazy? You don't want to feed people. People have to
Kalamazoo
live.
has a bad homeless problem. Once you
So
get
does Houston does
downtown and you
too,
see,
yes.
yeah, you get downtown Kalamazoo and you'll see like the
Tent city.
main strip downtown where they want to be. That's where most of the homeless are. There's been all over the nation. Uh, our last two our last two winners about our homeless having homeless camps and they just tearing them down and
yeah, they throw them
Yeah,
leaving them
down.
out like
same here. They walk right
they're
over
they were.
and tear the tents down. The tent
They
city.
were literally they were tearing down their places, and you were just finding. There was one time, I think, within 2 weeks, they found like three bodies of people who just
Mm-hmm.
froze to death because they tore down their encampment. They just homeless and froze to death, and nothing.
That's just
It's
cruel.
yeah, it is. It's cruel, but
Mm-hmm.
it's the society we live in now,
It's the
and
Mm-hmm.
mentality.
yeah,
Politics.
yeah. It's a scary. It's one of
Cruelty
the
is the
most.
intention, guys. Cruelty is the purpose. That's the whole
Mm-hmm.
intention of
Yeah.
everything we have going on right now is about cruelty. It's not about anything else but to be as cruel as you can to a group of people, brown people in
Mm-hmm.
particular.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So we have about 10 minutes left. Ziva, did you want to go over the recalls for
Oh yes, I also have recalls as well. Anybody can go on the FDA and look up the recalls that's going on as well, because they pulled back all the uh they pulled back all the bullet points that you can come in and you're supposed to check the food. They don't even have the people in place for that no more, right? So they pulling back that agency. So as my community food pantry, as what Marshall do, right? I'm up loud, y'all. As a community food, sorry, as a community food pantry that we do, we have to be very careful of what we serve. So you can always go on the FDA website and find out what's the recalls. So I have two recalls here. One of them is from the Church and Dwight Company Inc. Well, this is not a food. This is a nozzle swab called Zycam, the cold remedy nozzle swab. Right. I
Oh,
shop for
desire camp nation.
miscellaneous. Yeah. I shop for miscellaneous items as well as in our food pantry because we have a storage for that as well. And matter of fact, I just got some. So I have to go through all that what I just purchased for my pantry when I get there tomorrow. So it's the Zycam cold remedy nozzle swabs, right? It's a nozzle or clear swabs as well. And it's the Orgel baby teething swabs. So they called all those back.
Oh,
And that
wow.
was posted June 6th due to microbial microbial contamination. Microbial contamination, which is a fungi in the cotton swabs.
So Xylocam,
Yeah.
spell it
And
for me.
that is
Spell it for me.
Zicam.
Okay.
Zicam.
Zycam.
Mm-hmm. And it's all over the United States and Puerto Rico. So if you have anything in your medicine cabinet, you got to call 1-800-981-4710. So if you purchase anything like that recently, don't use it.
And Oragel and baby Oragel.
The baby swab or gel for the teething swabs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it
And
on.
another you put it on the gums. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna add this information onto this Sunday's newsletter.
Yeah. And the next one is from Bornstein Seafood Inc. Recall of cooked and peeled, ready to eat cold water shrimps. I know a lot of people love shrimps. I'm one of them. I love seafood, but it's a foodborne illness called listeria.
The stereo.
Okay.
Okay, spell the name
Yeah.
of the spell the name of it.
Listeria,
No.
Listeria.
The name of the product.
Company.
Yes, the
Okay.
company.
It is okay. Bornstein, Born Stein, Stein, Seafood Inc.
Okay.
And it's a listeria illness, a full-born illness called listeria, and it's from 1 to 5 pound bags.
And does it say
And
what states?
The date is June 10th.
And the
They just
state,
posted it.
the
The
state.
state is California, Oregon, Washington, British Columbia, Canada.
Okay. California's catching hell, ain't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so if you got those in your freezer, just make sure you take them out. Call that number, get your refund. But you
Okay.
can also go on the FDA website, guys, and look up all the recalls. It's very important because they roll back all the policies on checking them foods. All of them.
There's no policy on checking milk, eggs, nothing.
Nothing.
I'm scared to eat anything
I
at
am
this
too. I'm
point.
scared to eat
That's
it
why it's
at this
important
point.
for us to grow our garden.
Yeah, you're
You
right.
can go to a lot of places right now and they'll tell you like I get emails oh my God, all day about recalls, things that are out of stock because of
Mm-hmm.
everything like the egg shortage that's going on. So I have to keep my ear to that regardless. So I get emails about all that
Yes.
anytime. And
Yeah.
it's yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's getting bad about the recalls and one interesting thing about what you said, any store you go to, next time you go grocery shopping, this a heads up for everybody. Next time you go grocery shopping, look at the ingredients of what you're buying. Simple things. Jelly, peanut butter, uh box macaroni. Just look at what it is. Because a lot of places, one thing that happened is when the economy hit, a lot of these companies merged. A lot of these big companies merged or they bought out smaller companies and all that. So when they did that, before they already didn't have to tell you what was on it from 2016 when the FDA pulled back the level of what can be passed and not. And you could look on certain things and it'll say the ingredients, but before you had to have every ingredient on the box. Now you look at it and it'll tell you the ingredients, then it'll say for the other ingredients, you have to go to their website. So they'll tell you all the good things on it, but then you have to go to their website to find out what the rest of the things that they don't put on it. But they tell you
I don't
the
even
other
want
things that are in there, you have to go to their website to do it. But they know the majority of people aren't going to go on the website.
the
People
majority
ain't
of
going to
people
check
don't
that,
even know.
and that's why they do it. Like case in point, Walmart. You go to Walmart and you lift up their and like I said, when they bought out all these other companies, the biggest issue right now while we're having the food shortage is a lot of people think, oh, we don't have it. We have it. They don't have the people for to they don't have the people to basically streamline the product to get it to us. The
Yeah.
packaging and all that.
They
That's
deported
the
them
that's
all.
the employee. Exactly. That's exactly what happened. And I've literally had a rep tell me, yeah, most of our blah blah blah, yeah, uh, they don't have workers.
But
He literally told us
Marshall,
they don't have workers.
where are all the white tea folks who said that they wanted these jobs? Y'all got the jobs now.
Hey,
They're not
I don't know where
out here
anybody
acting.
had to say it. Hey, that's why it's so funny to me a lot of the things and you look at it and they've dumbed down everything. Everything is so dumbed down and like I said, when they were buying, like I said, with Walmart, you look at the ingredients, it won't even tell you all the ingredients, but then you will see certain things. Like if you look at Walmart marshmallows, it literally say may contain may contain traces of shellfish or tilapia. And you can go look at it right
And
now
marshmallows?
because they are packaging. They are basically they need help, so they are taking all the warehouses and putting them in one
Yeah.
warehouse and packing
Cross
everything in one
contaminating.
place.
They cross
Exactly.
Lord
contaminate.
Jesus.
They
Lord
cross
That's
Jesus.
why
contaminate.
you look
Cross.
on. I'm dead
Yeah.
serious. Look on
Thank you
some of
for
the
that.
packaging. It'll say may
All right.
contain traces of X, Y, and Z, and you'll be like, okay, that don't even concern what's in this
Because
dish.
people are going to wind up, well, people who have fish allergies or
Allergies.
seafood allergies,
Mm-hmm. Nuts.
you're going to end up killing
Mm-hmm.
somebody
Yeah,
because
that get.
you're
All
cross
right.
contaminating.
We are running out
Yep.
of time. Marshall, thank you so much. We got like 30 seconds left. We got to get involved in
This
this.
was pretty good
Yes, this
conversation.
was a good conversation. I needed to know. Thank you,
Yeah.
Marshall, for showing, coming and telling us and sharing your story. Next time, you're more than welcome
Anytime.
to come back anytime. Ziva, you go to Ziva, you book it. You know, come on in. We need this information because
We
it's our
need these
food.
voices.
We do. Any last words? Got about 5 seconds before I have to end. Any last
I
words?
just want to say thank you, ladies, for letting me come on anytime. And Ziva, I definitely will be seeing you. so,
Thank you so much.
so
Thank you,
we'll definitely
Marshall.
get together.
Oh
Absolutely.
yeah, definitely, definitely.
Yeah.
I want to thank you, ladies, for inviting us up. And yes, this is what we do. We give back to the community, and it's time.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Miss Morningstar.
Everybody have an amazing day. Enjoy. Thank you, chat. I see you in the chat. And thank you, listening audience. We will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day.
Have a great day,
All
you
right.
guys. Thank you so
You
much.
too.
Hey y'all, it's DJ Kitty.
And Miss
Thank you.
Morningstar.
We are here from Our Plugs, the Community Connection, and we will be your new morning host on WKRA 92.7 The Change.
Yes, we will be broadcasting Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time.
We'll also be streaming on YouTube at Our Plugs LLC.
Be sure to tune in.
Hey y'all, it's